Hello guys, Lillgryn and Hjello back with a new video, and today I'm just gonna discuss a bit about why mobile can't really compete with PC and console. So even though you probably have seen a lot of mobile players doing some really cool clips, maybe not a lot, just a few, it's only highlights and the average player is not really that good. And I'm also gonna discuss a bit how a mobile player could potentially be as good as a console player. So yeah, for many players it's kinda easy to say that if you play a mobile you're literally trash, and that's the reason why you're trash. But why can't mobile compete with other platforms in the same way? And today I'm just gonna go up on a few points that is pretty not scientific based, but you know, they all make pretty much sense. So yeah, let's go right into the first. So yeah, the first thing to mention is claw, and a lot of players, they don't play claw, which technically makes them really bad. So when people are saying stupid shit like this,
like, whose man's is this? Oh, if you've never played on mobile before, it is literally like you have to hit stairs, you have to place the stair, you have to hit floor, and then it's just a big process, man. It is so crazy that this guy is this good on mobile, dude.
I like how he's saying that you have to select the star and then place it. Like, bro, you have to do the same on PC. It's just that he's playing a claw, which makes it a lot simpler. So yeah, technically a claw is what I would say that you play with 4 fingers or more. And it looks something like this, and you use it to gain a advantage. I personally choose to play 6 because in Fortnite we're building, which means that 6 fingers is actually in most scenarios better than 4. But yeah, that's a topic for another video. So the best way to describe this is that it's the equivalent of going from like Combat Pro to Builders Pro on console, or just change the default keybinds on a PC. Yeah. That's literally what the claw is on mobile. So yeah, because most mobile players don't rely on this method, it means that they are like building slow, and for aiming they are using auto shoot, which we all know it's pretty trash. So yeah, the fact that many players don't use a claw leads me to the next point, and that is how casual the community is. So if you don't use a claw, you don't really take this game serious at all. You just casually play, which I know most mobile players do, because, you know, it's mobile. But still, if you only play with bots, literally, that means that you're going to become a bot yourself, technically, because if you want to get good at something, you have to practice against good players, which it's kinda hard to find in a normal pub on Fortnite mobile. So yeah, the next reason is that we can't use 60 FPS, even though this gameplay is in 60 FPS, and it just dropped on a few higher devices, but I'm talking about all the time, ever since mobile have been out. And still, the 60 FPS that I'm using now, it's pretty much like 50 with some lag. So yeah, you know, but pretty much what I want to say is that if you ever tried 30 FPS on PC, for example, you know it's hard, you know it's real hard to aim, definitely. And yeah, you know that mobile players, they can actually be quite decent at Playground, me including. And the reason is that you don't really need those high frames for building faster. All you literally need to do is to play good claw and practice game mechanics, and you should be fine. There's also many players that take 1v1s really seriously. They literally want to win, be the best, being toxic, whatever, and that, you know, then we have a lot of players to play with, and the guys who play are pretty good at building, so yeah. Though a good mobile player will usually lose against a good PC or console player, not really because they are building any faster, but usually it's a bit easier to mess up on mobile, and definitely because of aim, movement, and editing. So yeah, when we are still at editing, let's talk about that. How editing functions on mobile is pretty bad. So like on console and PC, you have this dragging where you just hold in your shoot button, then drag and aim wherever you want to edit. On the mobile, you literally have to take your finger off the screen, then physically drag or press wherever you want to edit, which is not efficient at all. So yeah, before wrapping this up, I'm actually a bit curious of one thing, and that is that console players, they will obviously not be as good as PC because of the mechanics of a mouse and keyboard is just a lot more efficient than using a controller. Though with mobile, if we would say that we would use the same frame rate, we would play on the same servers as console people, and most of the people on mobile would use claw. I would actually see the potential of mobile players being equally or maybe even better than controller, like people who's using controller, Just because the fact that I don't really see the big advantage with aiming with the joystick. I actually see it a lot harder to aim with the joystick than with the touchpad. Maybe that's only my opinion. So if somebody's giving me a controller, I don't really see the potential of me being that much better. I just think it's the points that I'm giving on this video and in general worse game mechanics on mobile that is holding it back from being as good as, for example, console. Because for what I saw on a game called Critical Ops, it had one server on PC and one on mobile. And it's literally a game that is a ripoff of CSGO put on mobile devices. So back in the days it had a PC scene as well. But because of how good the game mechanics was on mobile, nobody was complaining that PC players had an advantage over mobile. Like PC players and mobile players could play in peace. It was not a big deal. And in my opinion, the best players on that game was still on the mobile device. So I just want to leave you guys with that. I think a big part of, like in general, why mobile players aren't as good is the game mechanics. Though as the game have improved editing, it was horrible before. As they're adding 60 FPS, I think it could potentially be a evolution of Fortnite mobile. Because I truly believe that if a mobile player is using a good device with 60 FPS, using a good HUD, and playing against PC and console players on cross-platform, I could definitely see the potential of that mobile player being just as good as any other really good console player. But yeah, I hope I got a lot of you guys thinking a bit and maybe change your perspective on Fortnite mobile. But yeah, however, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like it, and if you want to see more content, just subscribe, and until next time, have a great rest of your day, guys.